There it is.
There we go. We're live.
Yeah, welcome to Amateur Redneck Workshop live stream.
Good afternoon or morning or whatever it is, everybody.
Yeah. What have you guys been working on?
Hey, I finished the balancing stand. I'll show you.
Oh, nice.
Great.
Yep, so here it is right here.
Oh, Dean, that's sweet.
Yeah.
But
Tell you what, though,
is,
the trickiest
how
part, let me get you
Look at
a
that.
better view here. The trickiest part was hand fitting the bearings. I went through several bearings to find ones that rolled freely.
Right?
You know, a lot of them had too much internal friction, and I actually used some used bearings that were still good. Those were the best ones so far. So I may end up, just ordering a handful of bearings and just hand selecting the ones that have the most clearance, because you can't have any drag.
Right.
Is what I'm finding. Yeah, but
hey, Randy.
Hey, hi guys.
Hello, Randy. What else we got? Oh, Stan's got a picture in there.
What are you guys talking about? Anything good?
Just came on.
Dean's showing off his roller stand.
Oh yeah, he's doing a nice job on that.
yeah, I think you missed it, Randy. It's all done.
Oh, it's all done. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, I was just telling the guys the hard part is hand fitting the bearings or hand selecting them. Because some are tighter, some are looser, and you want the loosest ones you can find.
Loose and just real light oil.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Did you balance the wheels?
Spindle oil, Dean.
I haven't.
Spindle oil.
The one I think I could, because it will spin for a long time really freely. The others don't spin as well. I mean, the one is perfect. It'll literally spin for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The others maybe a minute or so. So I still got to play with it.
Yeah. Hey Ray, your audio is really weak.
I'm on my iPhone, Randy, so I have no way of turning it up.
Oh, okay.
But,
Yeah, put it
do
closer.
I look good?
You look
Randy,
great.
do I look good?
You look good.
That's all.
Looks like
you don't have to hear me. Just see me.
It looks like you've been out in the sun. You got some color.
Hello,
Yeah,
Stan.
well, I still work outside.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up, Stan? Hey, thanks for calling me back, buddy.
What? Did you call me?
I did.
Went into the
See how
spam
you are?
folder.
Hey, look, Ray called me. Hey, look at that.
Hey, I got my answer, Stan. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Yeah, maybe next time.
Yeah, no problem, dude.
Okay, so can I show off my little project that I just finished this morning?
Great. Show us.
Ray, you need
So,
to pull up your volume, man.
oh man, I don't know how to pull it up. Let's see. Mike.
You got any earbuds?
No. Hey, this is low tech here. How about
Harold,
if I talk a little
Harold, do you
louder?
have any way to control his volume?
I don't. I can mute it or I can make it come back. That's all I can do.
Yeah.
He's on his phone, Stan. That's
Oh,
yeah.
what an amateur.
Yeah.
Well, hey. Anyway, I had to grind a new tip on this Royal Live Center here. So I used the Do More tool post grinder, and I'm pretty impressed. It came out pretty sweet.
Yeah. Is it a hardened one?
You know what? It didn't seem that hard, but I had a pretty aggressive wheel at first.
Yeah.
So the tip was completely gone. Whoever had this before completely broke the tip off about a good 1/4 inch worth.
Yeah.
So now the thing's sweet, ready for action. And we all know Royal's Royal.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
We got a new guy here today. We got Frank Ward. Frank, tell us about what's going on.
I'm down here in Loyola, Washington, and I'm looking at a Summit 25. It's got a 112-inch bed, 24 inches. Has anybody ever run a Summit?
Negative.
Never
Nope,
heard
not
of one.
me.
That's bigger than my shop.
Damn thing weighs 11,000 pounds.
Whoa.
Half-ton pickup, no problem.
Yeah.
My
That's
trailer's
actually-
rated for 24.
Make sure you pick the right spot. You don't want to move it too much.
No, it's got one spot in there in the middle of the 40 by 50, my new machine shop.
That's a good size space. That's like mine almost.
And then I got an 18 by 50 where I'm going to do my pouring on the outside.
So
I see
Everett has a
Everett's on
question
there.
for me. Everett says, may sound like a silly question for Ray, but how do you hold the center post stationary while grinding it? That's a great question. This particular Royal Live Center has a pretty stiff bearing in it, so it actually held up to the grinding. But if it started spinning freely, I would have used some hot glue right around this edge right here just to hold it so I could grind it and then break the hot glue off later.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I ground a carbide scribe for my new height gauge that I just picked up. I picked up a Brown and Sharp height gauge, and I had the diamond wheel on the machine, and I was grinding it, and I went to take it out of the vise, the grinding vise, and I broke the carbide tip off of it.
Oh man,
Oh,
So,
dang.
that stuff is fragile.
oh man. Well, it was self-inflicted. I did it, and I knew it. So I got a little silver soldering some carbide on it to rebuild it now.
You get to grind it all over again.
Yep.
Yeah, Ray, I saw your pictures over on Instagram about you regrinding that center. You were using a tool post grinder on your lathe.
The Do More, yeah.
So what did you have that? You had your live center in the headstock to turn it?
Yes, because it's got a Morse taper 4, and my closing has a Morse taper 4 spindle.
Oh, gotcha. I mean, you could have put it in the tailstock too, and you could have spun the live center with like a rubber band or something with a cordless drill.
Yeah. There's.
I don't know whether that would. I don't know whether that would improve the concentricity because now you're going to rotate on the bearing only, and your way you're rotating on the bearing, but you're relying on the Morse taper. So there's another place to create an error.
Yeah, I thought about that, Stan. That's a really good point. But I know Royal's really good quality stuff, and this bearing doesn't have any side load at all. I mean, it's a nice stiff. It feels great. So, as a matter of fact, when I touched off on the grinding wheel, it sparked out all the way across the wheel. So I know I was pretty true. And I was
Nice.
spinning about, I don't know, 400 RPM in reverse on the lathe.
Yeah. No, I didn't see your. I saw the setup in the lathe, but I didn't know whether you had it in the headstock or the tailstock or what.
Yeah, headstock spindle.
Yep. Gotcha.
Randy, what are you eating? You're making me hungry over here.
I'm starving. I got it. I have lunch. I have French bread with peanut butter. And
Yeah,
I
you
didn't.
look like you're whittling away.
I tell you what, I didn't have any salami. That's the best. Peanut butter salami on sourdough.
Oh.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That sounds terrible.
Oh,
You know, Randy-
awesome.
You know, Randy, I knew you weren't right from the beginning.
Never said I was. Just
We
awesome.
We do peanut butter and bananas here.
Now that's
Oh,
Oh,
salami.
you can have that.
I just uploaded a video this morning. Actually doing pretty well. My latest tool making project. So getting pretty good response to it. Lots of good comments.
I saw your little dial indicator, travel dial.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the same dial indicator. That's a sweet little indicator for the price.
You can't beat it.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of their indicators, and they really work well.
Oh, here comes
Hey, Chuck.
here comes a seagull.
He's at the hot dog stand.
It's probably by the beach.
Hey, Chuck, put your hot dog away.
Randy, you know where I'm at, right?
No.
Yeah. There you go.
Bo would get, yeah. You know what? He took Julie and I out for lunch, and the next week the owner of the restaurant died.
I heard.
That's for sure. That's what Gary told me. The guy died. The owner.
So we're up visiting Gary Brown up here. Gail's looking at purchasing a lathe from Gary, and flea markets on the scrounge.
Gary,
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
you buy the lathe from work. Not from
Oh,
me.
for your work. Okay, my bad. So we're just hamburger hot dog here.
Hey, Chuck, did Dave bring his trailer?
So no, but when we got here, Dave said we didn't bring a big enough trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm pointing the camera in the right place. I can't. But anyway, I'll call back in. We're over at the lake. Okay. Good seeing you guys.
See you,
Keep
Chuck.
your
Later.
hot dog in your pants.
Stan, you done any more work on the shop?
No, we finished last Monday, and then we had just regular work all week. So,
Yeah.
you know, we're either moving really hard and really fast on it, or nothing at all. You know, we just work, stop, work, stop. So,
That's miserable when the job gets in the way.
yeah, that pesky work. Those pesky customers keep getting in my way.
Yeah. Yeah, my day job gets in the way of my hobby.
Stan, how are you doing the electrical? Are you doing all in conduit or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've already put in for a bid from American Rotary. I'm getting a 30 horse pad mount converter that I can put outside on a concrete pad, waterproof. And then those phase converters are passive on your two native legs. So line 1 and line 2 are just passive. You don't have to have the converter running to get L1 and L2. So I'm putting in one big 3-phase panel, and then for all my single phase loads, I'm going to stay on L1 and L2, and then plug in a breaker on L1, L2, and L3 for my 3-phase stuff. And then I got to fire the converter. But
are you worried about load imbalance or anything, or
no, not really. I mean,
they're pass-through legs.
Well, you got your two pass-through legs, so you're just
they're
gonna
pass-through. Yeah, just use those.
I'll be able to balance it out with single pole stuff. My lighting.
Yeah.
I only got 100 amps to work with up here, so.
Yeah, as long as they're pass-through, you're not gonna have a problem.
Yeah, and you know they made it special for me because they make a phase converter that when the phase converter's off, it breaks all 3 outgoing, or they make one that is passive. So I requested the passive one. They're putting a neutral bar in it for me, so my neutral can come in and out of the phase converter. And then they're doing the remote start on it, obviously, so I don't have to go outside and start it all the time.
What about power with the? You're just bringing a single phase in anyway for the phase converter, so right?
Right.
Oh,
And
okay.
It goes to the phase converter very first thing, straight from the 100 amp breaker down in the house, straight to the phase converter. Well, with a disconnect, obviously.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It goes to the phase converter first, and then out of there, it just goes straight to the panel. And I got a main lug type panel, 42 breaker slots, 3-phase with a neutral.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So I think that's a pretty good layout, and it'll save space. I know a lot of guys that put in two panels. I got a single phase panel and a 3-phase panel, but I don't think I need it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to say, but they don't. A lot of times, people don't like to have that mixed. I should say,
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, as long as you know where to plug in the breakers, I'm going to make L3 the generated leg. So as long as I use L1 and L2 for lighting and my 110 volt stuff, and then I've got my VFD type machines, which are they need a 2-pole, so they're L1 and L2. I've got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 machines that are converted to VFD. Those only need a single phase speed.
yeah.
Yep.
It's like the old days when you had a stinger leg.
Oh yeah, we get those down at the beach cities, all down the coast. They all have that high center leg.
Yeah.
Pretty common down here. And you got to watch out for it. You plug in a single pole breaker into that hot leg and hook up some lights or something. Boom.
Yeah, one of my buddies did that. he couldn't figure out why there were so many open breaker spots.
Well,
he added a circuit and kaboom.
Well, we were down in Manhattan Beach working on a job, and we had to have generators and stuff there because they had the power cut to the building. They were doing a big service change out, but they weren't really doing anything inside the building. All they were doing is changing the service. And when they changed the service, they flipped one of the legs around and applied that high center leg to the offices.
Oh man!
They were blowing up computers and coffee makers and water coolers, and they're blowing up all kinds of stuff in the office. And the customer didn't know why. And we went in there, measured voltage in some just 120 volt receptacles. We're getting that crazy 200 and something in there, or 190, 197, I think it was.
Oh.
But it was killing a lot of little plug-in appliances in there.
Nice.
That was an expensive mistake for them.
Hey Harold, did you guys warm up there yet?
Oh yeah, it's 81 outside right now.
Ah, okay, nice.
81,
Yeah.
that's not bad.
No. About every 10 or 15 years, we have one of these super freezes, and there you are.
Yeah, everybody forgets about protecting the plumbing and everything else and forget how to drive.
Yeah. I just stay off the ice when I can.
It was only 31 here this morning.
Oh, well, you're doing all right.
Well, it's cold today though. It's being cold all day though. Nice out. Yeah, 70. Oh yeah.
40 and raining here in New Jersey. So.
Well, at least we got a temperature.
Yeah.
Randy, I got your oven on the bench. Billy, I got your argon kit in a box. It's going out tomorrow.
Good deal.
All right.
Okay, here's a question for you guys. So this is a piston. This is the piston out of one of these oilless air compressors. So that's about 3 inches. And the ring is a Teflon formed ring. This measures 50,000, so roughly thick. So, but it's got this. It's rolled. See that?
Yeah.
You can't buy this anymore. It's got, see the ding in it? See the deformation? Yeah, dirt or something caused it in there. And
is that like a graphite impregnated or something?
No, it should be just. It's real dirty. It should be just plain Teflon.
And that's like the cylinders are polished, right?
Well, it's actually a hard anodized aluminum cylinder. They hard anodized it. But anyway, this is the only problem I have right with it, and I'm thinking of making one.
What's the OD on that thing?
It's about almost 3 inches. The ID is a 2, just under 2 1/4. But I don't know. I was thinking of making like a die. You just heat up the Teflon and press it. Get it hot and just press it. What do you guys think? Ought to work, huh?
Yeah, mine.
It's about 1/8 of an inch tall. this roll is rolled up. You know, they want $143, but they say none are available and probably never will be. But for this whole,
They don't make a repair kit for that?
well, the repair kit is
The whole new
rod,
piston.
the piston, and everything. They want like $143. You buy a new air compressor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nobody online says they even have them. They probably come from China, and they're not going to ever have them. But.
Try cutting one out of Teflon and see if it works.
Well, that's what I got a sheet of Teflon, and that's what I'm thinking of trying to form one first. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, $20 for a piece of sheet of Teflon. Teflon's cheap. I mean, expensive.
Teflon is very expensive.
Teflon is expensive. I got a 12 by 12 sheet, but it, I don't know. I got it on eBay. I think it was $20, but
Might be able to just sandwich it between a couple of pieces of aluminum and turn it on the lathe.
Well,
the OD anyways.
Oh, I can cut it.
Yeah.
I can cut that. I can cut a donut out. That's no problem.
Oh, you're trying to shape it.
I want the formed edge because of how it's upside down as a piston ring.
You could use a form tool, could you?
I want the form. I'm just going to form the sheet. The sheet's 60,000 thick. Upside down as a piston ring.
You don't think it? You don't think it got that form from being used? It was formed that way in the beginning.
I don't think you could get it in there if it was sticking out straight, flat.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to. It's gonna have to be formed. It's the wall clearance is pretty close, Yeah.
Randy, regular piston rings won't work.
No. This has two screws in it, and it just clamps together like that. It just clamps in there.
Yeah, so it's got to handle heat too, then, right?
Yeah. Well,
Teflon is a piston will wobble in there.
Teflon's good to minimum of 400 C. That's why they use Teflon. It'll take the heat.
Oh, okay.
So, depending on what grade of Teflon, some Teflons are 600 C or something, or 600 F, I should say. They take the Teflon will take the heat, but
what would happen if you did not roll it and just put a square shoulder, like sandwiches between those two?
I don't think it will seal. It's in there like the curved edge here is going like this, and this is the top of the piston. So when the pressure's on it, it pushes. When the pressure's on it, it's pushing that.
Yeah, it creates a seal and it pushes up against the cylinder.
Yeah.
Hey, Terry's got a good idea there.
Yeah. If I could just cut a donut and then just heat it up with the heat gun. It gets pretty soft and it is formable, real easy. So.
Yeah, you can take Teflon and almost poke your fingernail in it and leave a mark. It's pretty soft.
Yeah, but I took a piece of just with a heat gun, got it hot, and you could just form it, no problem, to whatever shape you want. And then it stays pretty much there when it cools. So. Yeah.
It looks like I got some work coming in the shop. I just got an order. I know what I'm doing tonight.
At least somebody's making money.
I got to support the shop somehow.
Yeah. What have you been up to, Al?
Nothing. Just working on. My cousin gave me a little rotary table, and I'm fixing it up, and I'm making some nut and bolt T-nuts for it, and that's about it. Nothing spectacular.
Hey, have you guys? Let me come up with a channel name here. Let me find him. Have you guys? I don't know if anybody else watches him, but he does some pretty good stuff. He's an engineer in Switzerland.
The suspense is killing me, Randy.
Yeah, I know. Well, I got to find it. I know.
I know it's not me. I'm in Cleveland.
I'm sorry, I'm replying to a comment here. Billy, what have you been up to?
Yesterday I spent a day working on a saddle for my CNC mill, cutting some oil grooves in it.
Oh. Well, it sounds good.
Shot a little bit of footage down in the blacksmith shop. I'll throw it up on my Monday mashup sometime soon.
I got a YouTube little bit of a trick here. Today I was on YouTube and commenting on some videos, and I saw Steve's, and I'm commenting, and then a few seconds later, my comments are gone. And I wonder what, that never happened before. So I commented on some other videos, and I go back to it, they're gone. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I did some research on that. Here my VPN was on, and I guess YouTube will not allow your comments to stick if you have a VPN on, because I clicked it off and went back to where my comments were and commented again. And I just checked them before I came on the show, and they're there. So evidently it's the VPN.
Yeah, if you're using an anonymizer, it may do that.
Yeah, it's a Norton VPN.
I bet they're flagged. I bet one of those guys can go in and see them and probably authorize them to pop up.
Yeah, I thought there was like something going on with my YouTube channel, or giving permission to things like StreamYard. Somebody got in there or something, but that's not that. It's the VPN for sure.
Yeah, most of these services won't allow you to log on through a VPN.
Found that out. Well, usually the only one I use the VPN, actually this one right now, the computer I'm using now is my laptop. It's the only one that I use Wi-Fi, and with Wi-Fi I make sure I have VPN on, and this is all working, and my comments work on this, on StreamYard, but I don't know if it works on, because I ran in the other room to get my coffee, and I checked if the comments were there on the last video, and they were there. So that one doesn't have the VPN. That was the one that had it on by mistake. I turn it on that one in case I'm doing financial stuff or anything, even though I'm on a hardwire in that room. I'm not using the Wi-Fi, but this is the only one that's got the VPN or in the garage, in the shop, if I'm going to use the Wi-Fi in the shop, but that's hardwired too. So I don't know. I hate these things. This one here was, I wanted to get on here, and it was on since 2:00 and everything was fine. And then it's uploading from Microsoft, and I'm waiting to get on Harold's channel. I'm going, oh man, it's like all back again, because I don't use this more than, just when I come on here, because it's got the camera. And the only other one that's got a camera is out in the shop. So I have to bring that camera in on Sundays for a good computer.
I'm going to put the link to the guy's channel in the chat, you guys. It's the channel's and engineers findings. So I'll put the link in the channel, but he does some pretty good stuff. It's pretty interesting sometimes. He just did a regrind of a worm gear. So it's kind of interesting to us. He's pretty sharp guy.
Yeah, I subscribe to him, and I see his stuff once in a while.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I haven't watched that one on grinding the hardened worm gear yet, but it's on the list.
Thank you, Terry. I appreciate the comment on the flag.
Harold's typing away there.
Yeah, I gotta watch you guys and the comments and my email over there, and I only got a one-track mind. It's rough on a redneck.
Yeah. It's hard doing streaming for other people, maintaining it.
Yeah,
especially with this crowd.
And
Yeah.
Jim just commented, "What the heck is a VPN?"
Virtual private network.
Yeah.
Nothing private here.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
I like all these shop tools in the background. I just sort of go shopping in your shop.
Yeah, Randy, Stan, Air Cave, and Ray's in the shop. That's it. Oh,
Yeah, I go on Saturdays. I'm home right now, and
yeah, me too.
my shop's not nearby. It's about 8 miles down the street.
Oh, that's a little ways.
Yeah, it's the makerspace. So
Oh. Somebody tried to do one here in our town, a makerspace thing, and it just, there's not enough people. I think you need to have 50, 60,000 people in a city to make it work.
we got over 200 members now.
And well, what's the population of the local area that?
It's Knoxville. I don't even know. I'd have to look it up.
Oh, Knoxville. Well, yeah, you probably got 500,000 people at least, right?
I don't think it's
Yeah,
that.
Cleveland's got a lot of maker space. Well, they did when I was working. I had students in the welding school that belonged to those. There's a couple of factories that they just made maker space, but you get into financial things. They can't afford it. The young people, they didn't have good industrial jobs like I had. They're all gone in this area pretty much, and and they're working their way through college or technical college, and but there's still a few of them, but they seem to come and go with the economy. They seem in this area, like you said, rural areas or population.
Well, do the maker spaces where you're at, like where Billy is, are they mostly woodworking, mostly metalworking, or are they both, or? I know some are both, and
they're a gambit. Ours is a.
Well, I had a middle-aged woman who actually, her and her daughter, they started a boot, like high-end boot manufacturing in a maker space, and it took off, and she was learning TIG because she wanted to make like all kinds of TIG designs onto the boots and that. And last time I checked, that was about 5 years ago. I never followed her, but she was doing really well when she showed up in a new car and everything. And her daughter had a new car, and so they were doing pretty well.
Sounds like it.
Ours has been around for about 10 years. It's a nonprofit, and it started off in maybe less than 1,000 square feet, and now we're up to about 7,500 square feet. Woodworking shop, welding, machining, nice big classroom, fabric arts and crafts, and then we just recently built the 20 by 30 pole barn out across the parking lot for the blacksmith shed.
So, do people come and teach classes in them?
We have
volunteers. Are they volunteers, or
the guys that are over the different zones or the different areas typically teach classes. Like I teach machining classes, teach authorization classes, and that kind of thing. So that's why I'm on YouTube trying to learn so I can teach.
You're coming to the wrong place here, Billy.
That's scary.
That is scary, but I'm doing it.
Yeah, well,
the local maker space around here, they're mostly into making robots and stuff. Plus,
we do robots too. We've got a little thing called Kill Switch. I built a little 3-pound combat robot that won second place in the last competition it was in.
Wow, I used to watch those robot war things. I don't think it's on my TV anymore.
Actually, I may have that little guy in here. Hold on a second. Let me see.
I think the robots need to have all a bunch of TIG torches around them, so when they come up to something, automatically just cuts through them. Put the little TIG things out there.
I went to one of them. They film them right here in the Bay Area, so I went to one of them. It was fun day.
Well, Michael Connor is he helps build a lot of robots, actually.
Let's see if this will show up.
Well, that's a little one.
Yeah, it's a little bitty 3-pounder. It's high density HDPE. This is actually a new blade. I've not ran this in combat yet. 3D printed wheels with O-rings for gripping. Little eyeballs.
The ones in the Robot Wars are 250 pounds.
Yeah, it's a bit heavier for us.
They toss them around like they're nothing.
Here was the bar for it last competition, and a drum spinner got a hold of me and dinged the crap out of that bar.
Yeah.
Chewed it up. It was aluminum and bent it up and everything.
Yeah, I always liked watching it, but for some reason they took it off for a while, and I don't know if it's ever come back.
Yeah, the first couple of years were the best because they had more variety. Now everybody has the same basic design.
Yeah, I guess it took a couple of years to find out what works best.
Yeah, their BattleBots is back on. It's been on for about another past 4 or 5 years now.
I want to be the one responsible for making the obstacle courses and the arenas. I want to do that because we're gonna see some fire. We're gonna see some explosions. We're gonna make the course just as challenging as the opponent.
Yeah, with our little 3-pounder,
big pinball machine.
We got like a 10-pound sledgehammer, a grass burner for a flamethrower, some paddles and some spikes in it, and a little 6x12 trailer.
That's a lot in a little trailer.
It is a lot in a little trailer. It's pretty compact, and it's hard to avoid the obstacles while trying to fight at the same time.
Yeah, I can bet.
And those things are pretty squirrely too.
Well, I've crashed my share of remote control cars over the years, so I know that even driving a remote control anything is difficult. And we had this conversation a few weeks ago. I crashed my share of drones. When drones first came out, I started flying those things, and man, I crashed 5 or 6 of them now. Pretty bad.
Texas hates drones. You can't fly over somebody else's property without your permission. You can't fly over somebody else without their permission. You can't fly anywhere within 5 miles of an airport unless you call the airport and get clearance from the tower. And there's like 8 airports within 5 miles of me, And you can't go anywhere within 20 miles of Houston. There's not an airport within 5 miles, at least one, And so, and when you get out of Houston, who owns the property you're flying over,
Yeah.
And you can't fly them in the parks, city parks, state parks, or national parks. So I don't know why people buy them here. You can't fly them.
Well, you're not supposed to fly them. They still do.
Oh yeah, I know they do. I've been at the range. Some guy had one there. He was zooming all over the place with it. Of course, everybody's more hospitable there, I think.
Well, they were talking about delivering Amazon packages with drones.
Yeah.
That would be like skeet shooting with prizes.
I bet that'll happen. I bet that would happen.
Yeah, I'll be the first one out there to shoot.
That sounds fun. Yeah.
Well, federal laws though, you can fly, long as you stay below 300 feet, near a general aviation airport. But when you start talking Class B's and C airports, you can't there. But near small airports, which are general aviation airports, Class D airports, in Class G airspace, you can fly below 300 feet, pretty much anywhere. At least in California, that's federal law, though. But I know the states are coming up with all sorts of things. But and here the big problem is people fly drones and near a fire, and if there's one drone. They see or hear one drone out there, they shut down all the aircraft over a fire.
Wow.
Until they get that resolved. Right.
Well, I'm sure if a drone got sucked into a jet engine, it would do some.
Well, right. It's a safety thing. People are wanting to get footage of the fire. you know. But I don't. I thought they came out with something where they could jam it, but I don't. It's a gun that could shoot a signal out, focused, so they could actually literally shoot the drone down now. And they're probably using them on fires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Iranians have got one. Ask them. Maybe they'll send you a copy.
Well, you know, all you got to do is because you know, today all the remote control aircraft stuff is all digital. It's a digital signal, so it's not hacking it. All you got to do is interrupt it a little bit, and that sucker's going. I've flown remote controlled aircraft for a long time. One little interruption, man, and that thing goes. It's going down.
Some of them, if they lose remote control, is supposed to return to home.
Well,
mine's supposed to.
The new stuff, some of the newer ones, yeah, have a GPS and homing feature and stuff. And as long as they can fly without a signal from the control station, yeah.
Yeah, my latest one will actually follow you.
Yeah.
It'll follow your remote, and when you first take off, you can set that as your home position, so it'll automatically home. And you can, though you were talking about, you're not allowed to fly over 300 feet in certain areas. You can set a ceiling on them so that they won't go higher than whatever you put in it. You punch in your ground level, and as you punch in your ground level as a 0, and then take off and tell it, give it a 200-foot ceiling, whatever, and it won't exceed that.
Which one for the following? Because I know one of them you could carry an actual transmitter with it on you, and it knows exactly where that is, and it will follow you that way. But it'll also follow you visually.
Oh no, this one's not visually. This one follows the remote.
Yeah. I don't remember who makes that one, but
Hey Stan, will that drone bring me cold beers?
Yeah.
It might. I don't know. I'm sure you come up with something, Ray.
Somebody came out with an indoor drone with a camera on it for security purposes that will undock and go around your house.
That's a good idea.
Probably easier just to have security cameras mounted around your house.
This allowed you to do a little more than just what a stationary would. I mean, you could go in and peek and do all kinds of stuff with it. It's pretty interesting.
Huh.
I want one that carries a shotgun.
Yeah. Attack intruders, right?
Maybe Uchel's working on that.
Yeah. Maybe set on automatic.
Yeah.
Detection, shoot.
Hey, I got a question for Steve, Shark River.
Yeah.
I saw your latest video, and you were doing the rotary table substitution by hand milling that radius on your
Yes.
indicator block. Was that your first attempt on the fly, or do you do that occasionally? Or
That's the first time I've ever done it that way.
yeah, that
It worked well.
You know what? I seen Tom. The only one I've seen do that on YouTube, other than you today, was Tom Lipton, and he did an excellent job.
Yeah.
He had plates under it, and that, and you had sort of like a freestyle right out of the vise. And I mean, I'm not a safety Nazi. Everyone's free to do whatever they want. I'm not knocking you a bit. It turned out great, but man, I still carry the rules from 1973 when I started the machine shop. Never put your hands close to that a milling cutter. I mean, even yours turned out well, and so maybe there's many people do it. Maybe it's a new thing in shops, because I've been out of industrial shops in the tool room since the 90s. I've worked in other industries. I mean, I would be careful. I just can't. I could do it here today with my shop, and I just would never put my hands near it and hold something unless I had a real elaborate setup. But I guess it's done every day. I mean, you handled it fine. Maybe
It was. That's why I left the piece. I didn't cut the piece off. I left it full length.
right.
And my hand really was nowhere near the.
You had leverage,
cutter.
and you're a pretty big guy. You got some good arms on you yet. So, but and Tom, like Tom Lipton, he's got bare arms, So, but for me, 5'6" and 160 pounds soaking wet. So I mean, that's a little.
It really didn't take much effort. I
Yeah.
used that roughing mill, and it didn't take much effort at all. And when I was done, I just hit it on the sander, and it cleaned right up.
Yeah.
Real
And I'm
nice.
sure, years ago when home shops, basement shops and that, before rotary tables were available to the average guy at any kind of price, that's what they did, So, I mean, there's nothing knocking it. I'm just afraid of an end mill snapping or that thing grabbing and pulling into there. But, like I said, you got to have confidence in it.
What I've done it a few times and in aluminum, and
it's scary for me. I mean,
well, you got to be aware of conventional cutting or climb cutting. You do not want to climb cut. Do not climb cut.
There's tons. There's tons of forces going on chewing metal there, and
you're not taking a big cut.
Right.
Don't try to take a big cut. We're talking 10 thousandths is a big cut.
Right.
Here.
I mean, I would do it on woodworking.
Yeah. I've done stuff on shapers and with router tables, all that stuff. And it takes, as long as you're doing a light cut. And you have the leverage. I think the leverage is important.
Right.
And you have to have a very solid setup. Your pivot point better be rock solid. No play here. No run outs. It has to be solid. And I think it's actually fairly safe. But I would not be encouraging a beginner to do it at all.
Right.
Oh no,
not at all. But
I think people that run routers and router tables, regularly have a very good understanding of tool pressures, tool approach angles, the way the cutter reacts, action and reaction. I think they have a very good understanding of it.
That's a good point, Stan, because if you've ever watched anybody use a shaper or a router table, usually a shaper, and a big bit, 3-inch bit, and one pin. Okay, you just have one pivot pin, and your hand running the wood and shaping a contour along an edge, doing it all by hand. People make guitars and cellos, this intricate shapes, and they're doing it, and they do it all by hand, and they do it every day in shops building this stuff. It's amazing, but you're exactly right. You just need to be aware of how it works.
Right.
Yeah.
I had an interesting job last Sunday evening. My brother came over. My baby brother is a professional musician. He plays French horn for the Philadelphia Orchestra. He's principal horn. And he brought a new horn over that he had purchased and wanted to match it to his first horn. And so I had to unsolder and solder some pieces back on it. That was a little nerve-wracking. Especially when you're dealing with it.
I don't know how expensive they are, but they sure look expensive.
Extremely expensive. Yeah. You'd be shocked at how much they are.
Did you have to match the dents?
What's that?
Did you have to match all the dents?
No, actually, I made a mandrel for it so that he could actually straighten some dents out that were in some of the tubes. Fortunately, I didn't know it was soft solder, so it went real quick. But we had to move a finger grip. I said, just a little nerve-wracking because I didn't want to wreck anything or unsolder something next to what I was soldering.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm pretty addicted to the Discovery Channel on how it's made. I watch it constantly.
Yeah.
And they were making a saxophone on there, and you get to see him make a saxophone from nothing, brass sheets.
Yeah. Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Too. I like the ones with the pipe organs where they were making those pipe tubes out of lead and tin.
Okay, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, they pour the lead. They roll it out on a table.
Yep.
Use mandrels.
Yep.
Huh.
But it was something different. I posted some pictures on Instagram on that. I didn't do any video.
I saw you fiddling around with that.
Yeah, I didn't need the distraction of the video camera on that one.
Yeah. Billy, you and Al, send me your email address, please.
Okay.
That way I can put you on the invitation every week.
Okay, we'll do right now.
Yeah, just send it to you in the private chat.
I guess if I wasn't so lazy, I could just copy them out of previous emails, but what the heck?
My neighbor came up with a good one. He came over. He says, "Hey, I got a kid swing in a tree that's not swinging right." Okay. So he's got 2 ropes hanging down in a regular swing seat. But I went over there and he goes, they always swing sideways. They can't swing straight. So I go, well, let's go over and check it out. So I went over there and it's not like it's tied to a branch that's flat. The branch is really crooked. So one rope is really, really long. The other one's really, really short. And you already know what's going on, but geez, he couldn't figure that out.
Can't fix stupid.
Wow.
Just get a tire instead, 1 rope.
Now there's a thinker.
I thought Stan was going to go somewhere else with that, with the straight business.
No, it's just funny the way people think. That's all.
Got a question for you, Stan. I know you're
we all missed it.
But
we all missed
are
the
you
obvious.
actually a licensed electrician?
I didn't. I heard 2 people. I didn't hear every.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I said, are you a licensed electrician? I know you
I am.
do.
I have a B license and a C10.
Okay. I thought so. I figured as much, but I didn't know whether you worked through another contractor or not.
Oh, I didn't hear Ray's. I didn't get to hear Ray's snide comment. Go ahead, Ray.
I said, what's Steven going to turn Stan in for doing electrical work without a license?
No. Just curious.
Are you now, or have you ever been an electrician? Hey, listen, hey, did any of you guys see Harold's recent issue? He called himself This New Tony.
I saw that.
He's doing the tapping with the. Harold, it worked all right, but you're running the spindle speed way too fast.
Man, that was scary.
Yeah.
I was sitting there screaming at the screen, slow it down. You're gonna hit that. You're gonna crash that tap.
Well,
and then you did.
I did crash the tap. What do you mean gonna?
Hey, Stan, what's the maximum speed on that Monarch you got? What 800, 1,000?
1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing was designed with high-speed steel tooling in mind, and that's it. You know.
Yeah. Oh, do you have it running yet, Stan? Or?
No, it's still under the tarp out back. I got to get the new phase converter in, and I got a lot to do.
How many horsepower motors does that have?
7.5.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
The shop's only got a 5-horse phase converter, so
yeah,
it ain't gonna run it.
Yeah.
He caught me off guard there.
You know, I think Brad Jacobs started a 7-horsepower motor with that same phase converter you got, Stan.
It would probably start it, but I want to get the right one.
Yeah, what's the rule of thumb? It's usually like double, isn't it?
1.73 is your magic number.
Yeah.
So you take your incoming power and multiply it by 1.73. That's going to be your single phase to 3-phase factor.
Yeah, Stan, you told me something very interesting I didn't know, that if you have a big machine, big motor, and you have other machines on the phase converter, you could start the other ones, which will help that other motor start. Is that true?
It will. If you've got a passive type converter, you can actually get your phase converter running, and then you get some other motors running on the system, you can actually turn the phase converter off, and all your other three-phase stuff will keep running as long as the phase converter is passive. You got an amp.
So
I think the amp shuts down all three of the outgoing.
Okay, so we tried that with mine. So mine must not be passive because remember it shut everything
Yours is not. The amp is not passive.
Okay, yeah. So the one you're getting is.
I ordered it that way.
Well, I guess my latest video, the title was kind of clickbait because I've done about 60% more views than normal.
This new Tony.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were Italian, Harold.
I didn't either. You learn something every day.
I thought it was quite brilliant, Harold. Brilliant.
I don't even know where he's at. Somebody said he was in Italy.
Italy.
But how do we know he's not ARW, actually?
That's right.
Nobody's ever seen either one of them.
Oh, this old Tony, he showed himself a couple times.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Go back and look at one of his Halloween shows.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd never seen him. I guess I didn't watch all of them. I thought I did.
Yeah, he showed himself on one of his Halloween shows. Go back and look in October.
Okay.
A few years back.
Million views or million subscribers videos too, or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a lot different accent, Harold.
a lot different from who?
Hey, Randy, that's a Southern Italian accent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Arrivederci, y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, Harold, I'll teach you Italian. The success in a malaban.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I know what that meant, but I'd have to kill you.
I watch a lot of these ads on YouTube, so the creator will get a little income. And they've got this guy that's advertising B&H camera shop. And I mean, this guy's got to be straight from Brooklyn because, I expect any minute for him to say something like, forget about it.
Well, that's where B&H is.
Forget about it.
Yeah. But he's got that accent for a fact.
Say, Harold, now, are you set up on your live feeds for Super Chat?
No, I'm not.
You're not set up to accept Super Chats? You should.
Well, right now, the package I got is $25 a month, and the professional package is $50. And
That's on StreamYard, right?
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the live.
Well, you can do
your YouTube channel.
On YouTube, you can set up Super Chat.
Have Super Chat. People could donate to you directly.
I guess. I'll look into it. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you want to, accept donations while you're doing live streams.
Well, you should. I mean, you're taking money out of your pocket to do these live shows, and if these guys like it, have them. They can throw a dollar at you.
Yeah, 99.
And to help out with the expenses of running the show.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well,
of course, I enjoyed listening to you guys talk too.
Okay, so you're paying for the StreamYard, and you still only limited to 10 people?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
If you want 12 people, you got to pay the $50 a month.
Oh, that's a lot.
And I can't. I've asked them for a new feature. All of these places you can ask for a new feature. And I asked them if they wouldn't build any kind of a lobby thing so I could have more than 10 people waiting to go live. When I got 10, nobody else can log into the live stream part. I mean, it rejects them. And it would be nice if I could, have 5 or 6 guys waiting and I still just have 10 on screen, and swap them out like that.
That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
No, it is. You should be able to have 50 people waiting,
Yeah. It is. I have to bump you completely off of the live stream when I've got 10. If I'll let somebody else log in, and I don't know what that hurts somebody's feelings.
You can bump Ray off. We can't hear him anyway.
You either can't hear him or you can't see him. So is StreamYard the only option with YouTube, or do they allow other services?
You can do YouTube's streaming. They've got a streaming thing too, but I don't know.
I get Zoom. Zoom works too.
Yeah. I've done Zoom a couple of times, but I'm still confused with Zoom.
Yeah, I think this StreamYard seems to actually work a little better, I think.
Yeah. Viva Fry does StreamYard, and he has the super chats, so he may be doing YouTube super chats at the same time. I don't know.
We can vote somebody off.
I don't watch YouTube to learn how to do it.
Now Stan's done this. I don't know how to show you something else. If I wanted to show you a picture of something right now, I don't know how to do that.
Oh,
you hold it up like using camera, Randy.
Well, yeah, but no,
Stan's turret.
Stan did it. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Look in YouTube videos.
Was he just doing the shares? Are you just using the share feature, Stan, or?
No, I'm using a broadcaster called XSplit. It's free, doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
But you can look up XSplit. I can go search my computer and I can put any picture or video up that I want to. It's just a broadcasting software.
Okay, so Billy's showing us one. Is that using the share feature, Billy?
That is using OBS.
Yeah, OBS. Okay. Yeah.
I'm using OBS with a virtual cam.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'll just switch back to my live view here.
Huh.
And then I got to refocus my camera because I've got the camera locked.
Yeah, there's features on here that I don't use, such as playing videos. I can play a video, if I have a link to it, but I don't know. I don't have any link to something you'd want to see.
I think you can change the arrangement also. There you go. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Did that change?
Confusion 360.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you guys seeing that?
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, okay. This is the die I was thinking of making with the piston ring.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
All right, there you go. Yep. That's using the share function, Randy?
I use the share function because I had Fusion open already.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it just shares your desktop.
Well, I chose an application window. It could share the desktop, yes. But I chose an application window. So.
Oh, yeah, you can do that. I didn't know that they had the share feature.
Yeah, actually, that works pretty good. Yeah.
Are you going to 3D print the dies?
No, but that's an excellent idea. That's an excellent idea, Steven. I didn't even think about it. I was going to make them out of like aluminum, or Delrin even. But 3D printed, they would work 3D printed. That's probably what I'll end up doing then. I didn't even think have it.
At least
he's asking me what the right height is to the top of an anvil. I don't really know. I'm not a blacksmith, but I've heard that you need to have it perfectly parallel with your hammer sitting on the anvil.
I know.
You do?
Yeah, it's your knuckle height when you're standing with your fist closed, and your knuckles should just, when you walk towards the anvil, they should just glide across the top of the anvil, right?
Well, it's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've always heard.
Well, because if you want to hold tongs between your legs,